What's good, y'all? It's your boy Matt, your favorite CEO, fitness model, and content creator. Listen, man, that rejection was a blessing. That rejection that you received in your life was a blessing. It might not seem like it now, but I'm telling you, that girl might have rejected you. That dude might have rejected you, right? You might have been rejected from a job. You might have been rejected from a certain opportunity, but you don't realize that it was a blessing. You know what I mean? It might not seem like it now because you're not looking at it from that perspective, but I need you to become more optimistic about being rejected. In life, you will be rejected. People will reject you. Opportunities will reject you. Jobs will reject you, right? It doesn't mean going there with the expectation to get rejected. Going there always with the expectation to win. Going there with the expectation to succeed. Going there with the expectation that you might be able to, converse with this individual. You might be able to get their number. Whatever it may be, bro. A job opportunity, talking to, the future love of your life. Whatever it may be. I need you to understand, though, that when it comes to these rejections, that they're not negative things. They are blessings. You might try to talk to that girl, right? But you don't know that they're not a good person. They're actually somebody who might take advantage of you, but they rejected you. Right? And you didn't get the opportunity to get to know that person, but that was a blessing in disguise because you probably would have ended up with that individual. You would have got them pregnant. You would have been in a situation that would have made your life even worse. You just never know. You know what I mean? Or that person that rejected you and you never had the opportunity to connect with that person might have a crazy significant other that might have killed you. It's crazy, bro. You see these things that happen in the world. Oh yeah, well, crazy ex-girlfriend killed her, killed him, killed the new boyfriend, whatever it may be. It's crazy things that go on in this world, but you don't realize that it was really a blessing that you wasn't able to connect with that individual. You were rejected for a reason. You might be applying for a job, you get rejected, and you look at it as a negative thing. It really was a blessing because there's another job out there that hired you, that pays you even more. You might be working at a job and they let you go and you were rejected. But then now you got a higher paying job. Now you attracted a better opportunity where you're around better people, better energy. Know what I mean? You might get rejected in certain relationships, right? And not just relationships in terms of physical and intimate. I'm talking about friendships, relationships, right? These rejections are blessings, but it all depends on how you look at it. If you look at it from a negative point of view, from a pessimistic point of view, then your life is going to continue to be negative. You're going to continue to have negative experiences. But if you look at it from an optimistic point of view, this was a blessing. This is teaching you something. I told you, right? These things that happen to you, they're not happening to you, they're happening for you, right? These quote unquote L's are not losses, they're learning experiences. You know what I mean? So in essence, the same thing with this. These rejections are learning experiences. When you get rejected, it is a blessing. It is not a bad thing. That's all based on perspective. You have somebody who's very pessimistic, who's very negative, and if they experience something that's quote unquote negative, they'll continue to be negative about it as opposed to like, all right, cool. This happened. I can't turn back time. I can't change what happened, but I can change how I respond to this so this won't happen to me again. Or, cool, this happened. Maybe it wasn't meant for me to be with this person because they probably were talking about me behind my back in a negative way and I didn't see that conversation. Maybe this individual is not in energetic alignment with me. Maybe this individual might not be the best person for me. So we're not meant to be together, and that's okay. Maybe this job that I'm working at is holding me back from reaching my full potential, or the job that I'm applying for, it won't help me to grow in the way that I think it will. So I got rejected, but another opportunity, another blessing presented itself to me that helped me and propelled me in the right direction because I was actually able to meet the right type of people. You see the mindset shift, you know what I mean? And a lot of people grow up having the pessimistic mindset, the negative mindset, being negative about everything that happens for them. Because when you go through a certain adversity, when you go through certain experiences, when you experience certain type of rejection, you have a negative mindset about it rather than having an optimistic mindset about it, right? Not everything you experience is something that's against you. It's not against you. That's all based on perspective. You keep thinking that the world is against you. Every situation is against me. You're going to continue to attract negative shit. I'm telling you. But if you shift that mindset, okay, cool. This is happening for me. I wasn't supposed to work at this job. I'm actually supposed to work at this one because there's someone here that I'm supposed to meet that's going to help me and propel me towards my vision. I might meet the love of my life at this job, as opposed to if I would have went to this job, I would have never met this person. For example, my parents. My parents met when they were working at the same job at a bank, right? And certain, small decisions change those things. But my parents didn't go to college. If one of my parents would have went to college, I wouldn't have been born. Neither would have my siblings been born. Because that small decision, them being rejected, them not going to college, them being rejected by certain job opportunities that led them to both meeting at the same job, if they were never rejected by those other jobs, if they were never rejected when it came to going to college, right? If these things never had happened, they would have never met. They would have never had kids, and me and my older sisters, even my younger sister, wouldn't have been born. You know what I mean? So I need you to understand that everything happens for a reason. That rejection was a blessing for them because they came together and created an entire family. I'm sitting right here, right now, creating this content because they were rejected in certain instances in their life, which led them to meet each other. So I'm a blessing in their life. My sisters are blessings in my parents' life. So is my brother. You know what I mean? But imagine if they would have got rejected and they would have been negative about it. They would have never met each other. They would have kept trying to force that shit, force that rejection. When in all reality, they don't realize it was a blessing. But you live and you learn, and then you move on, and then you adapt, and then you become better from those experiences. You know what I mean? But listen, your rejections in your life are blessings. Change your mindset. Okay, I got rejected. It's okay. I got rejected by this girl. There's millions of other beautiful women out there that will find me attractive, that will want to be with me. Dudes too. When it comes to my ladies, with your dudes. This dude rejected me. I like him. He doesn't like me. And so what? There's millions of other good looking dudes out there that will like you because you look good. You're a good person. You have a good heart. You have a good soul. You know what I'm saying? Men and women. You know what I mean? So you got to have an optimistic mindset when it comes to being rejected. It might be hard at first, but even in business, even in sales, you're not going to get every sale. You're going to get rejected. There are going to be people who are not going to want your product. You're going to get rejected. I did door-to-door sales for a solar company, right? And there was a lot of times I went up to certain people's doors and I got fucking rejected. That's life. It is what it is. But I kept knocking on doors, and I eventually came across someone who wanted solar, or I came across someone who I was able to convince them to get it because it made sense for them. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing with everything else. The rejection is a blessing. You don't let that deter you and stop you from becoming better. You don't let that deter you and stop you from finding love. You don't let that deter you and stop you from finding a better job or finding and attracting a better opportunity into your life. You learn from it. Cool, I was rejected. And so what? We move on to the next one because it is what it is. Life goes on. That person ain't think about me. That job don't give a fuck about me. So I'm going to continue to keep moving on and find something better. There's always something better out there. It doesn't mean, give up what you already have because the grass is always greener on the other side, because it's not always greener on the other side. So I want to clarify that, because a lot of you be like, oh, I'm in a relationship right now. Everything's going good. But I saw this girl and she looks way better. So I'm going to go out there and be with her. No, that's not what I'm saying. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm saying in terms of, like, if you get rejected by an opportunity, you get rejected by a person, there's somebody out there for you that is better. There's another opportunity out there for you that is better. That is in alignment with you becoming your best. That is in alignment with you, entering into that new stage in your life. You know what I mean? So walk around with an optimistic mindset rather than being pessimistic and being negative all the time. You want to continue to be a negative person? Keep that negative energy over there. You will continue to attract negative experiences, and you will continue to complain and cry and moan about how things aren't going good in your life when you're the creator of your own reality. And the reason why these things aren't going your way is because of your mindset. Everything starts in the mind. So if I keep thinking negatively, if I keep being pessimistic, if I keep being a low vibrational person and trying to bring everybody down with me, and every experience that I go through, I look at it from a negative point of view, then nothing good is ever going to go good in my life. But if I look at it from an optimistic point of view, even if I experience a loss, which is really a learning experience, or if I ever go through failure, because in my mind, I never fail, I always win, then at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to win. I'm going to continue to transcend. I'm going to continue to become better because my mindset is of a growth mindset, not a mindset of, oh, yeah, well, why me? Victim mentality. No. Lock in. Become more optimistic and understand that these rejections that you experience in your life are happening for you, not to you. And that these things are blessings that are going to help you and propel you in the right direction and make you a better person, man or woman. whether it's your career, whether it's your relationships, whether it's whatever it may be, your finances, your health, you will get rejected, but that's okay. When you have an optimistic approach after receiving that rejection, then you'll be like, okay, cool. This happened. It's all right. There's something better out there. Now, how do I have to move to make this happen? What are the other options? As opposed to, oh my God, this was the only way. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. No. Lock in. Optimism, positivity, rather than being negative, being a low vibrational bot. You know what I mean? So listen, rejection for you is a blessing. When you experience rejection in your life, which you will, and that's okay, rather than being negative, rather than getting overwhelmed, rather than overthinking the situation, be optimistic about it, and then ask yourself, okay, cool, I was rejected, but I already know there's something out there better for me. That's why I got rejected. Or maybe I'm not ready yet and I got to try again. For example, if you apply for an apartment, if you want to go get a car and you get rejected because your credit's not good, because you don't have enough money right there and then to put a down payment for the spot or a car, that doesn't mean that, you won't get it. It means just work a little bit harder, stack a little bit more funds up, come back, and then you'll be ready. You know what I mean? A lot of you get rejected for certain things and you think it's the end of the world. You think that it's not meant for you to have. It is. It's just you might just have to work a little bit harder because maybe you're not ready yet. You rushing into something that you're not ready yet, and you know that subconsciously, right? But you want to be stupid and be, you want to rush into shit. I did that with a car. I rushed into getting a $35,000 car where my intention was to go in there and only pay maximum $15K for a car. I didn't have the money for the car. I didn't have $2,000 to put down for a down payment. I only had like $300, $400, maybe $500. They told me you don't have enough for the down payment. But my parents helped me out because I wanted to get the car. I was so intrigued and trying to rush the process. Like, nah, all I had to do was back up, stack up a little bit more, and I would have got a better car. I would have got a cheaper car, because a couple of days later, what do I find out? My sister and her husband are selling their car for $12,000 below the budget that I was trying to pay for. That means my insurance would have been cheaper, and so would my car note. And I would have had a better car. I would have had my car payments would have been a lot cheaper, and I probably still would have had the vehicle. But because I rushed into it, because I was rejected and I was trying to force that, then, that became a negative situation for me. And then I got stuck with a car I could not afford with $1,400, $1,500 car payments when I was bringing in only $2K a month. You know what I mean? So majority of my bread was going towards my vehicle, the tolls, the car note, the insurance, because I wasn't ready for the vehicle yet. But I got rejected. I tried to force it rather than, okay, cool. It doesn't mean that it's not meant for me to have a car. Just work a little bit harder, stack up a little bit more funds, then come back, and then I could, put down money for the car, and then I'll be able to afford it. But at the time, I knew I couldn't, but I was being stupid. You know what I mean? So look, the rejection is a blessing. If you get rejected, don't force it. Fall back, work a little bit harder. There's another opportunity out there. Same way like I got rejected for getting that car, but I forced it, and I put myself in a very detrimental situation when it came to my finances, as opposed to if I would have waited a little bit longer, a better opportunity came and presented itself, but I couldn't take on that opportunity because I rushed into something I wasn't ready for. I would have got a car that was $20,000 cheaper. Everything would have been better for me. I probably still would have had the vehicle today. But because I rushed into that, I had to get rid of it because I couldn't afford it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously now I can. That's light work. But at the time, wasn't ready. So when you get rejected, know that it is a blessing. Don't get upset. Don't be negative about it. Understand this, fall back, work a little bit harder, and look at it from a positive perspective. There is something better out there. Or maybe if I work a little bit harder, stack up a little bit more funds, I do what I got to do, you know what I'm saying? Then I'll be able to get it. So your boy, Matt Rodriguez, like, share, and subscribe. Rejection is a blessing, baby.